and let's just do this thing. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Are
you
happen.
ready, Tachi?
Tachi's ready.
Ready to moderate some shit?
You moderate the fuck out of this, Tachi.
That's right.
All right.
Get 'em.
All right, here we go.
Remember what William Jennings Bryan said? Fight hard, but fight clean.
But you ain't fighting clean, Granny.
Of course I ain't. William Jennings Bryan was a loser.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Well, there's nothing more sophisticated than diddling the maid and then chewing some gum. Did you have a receipt for this sweater?
No, ma'am, I don't have a receipt. I'm a shoplifter.
I don't think you're happy enough.
As punishment for your desertion, it's company policy to give you the plague.
Sexual harassment is no joke, sweet cans.
Don't try to kiss up your ass's grass.
The revolution will be broadcast.
Shall we play a game?
Well, on that wonderful note, let's go ahead and get the Kind of a Big Deal Gaming podcast up and running this week. We are here joined from across the Continental Divide, as always, by Tess. Tess, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Boomy. Will you be my Valentine?
Of course I'll be your Valentine.
Oh, Puddin'.
Absolutely, absolutely.
If I'm really lucky, maybe I can have two Valentines, and maybe our secret guest would be my Valentine too.
I bet. Why don't you go ahead and introduce our secret guest, since you've got an angle here you're trying to work.
Descend, our
Hi.
awesome guest. Will you be my Valentine?
Well, I guess today, yeah.
Score.
Double Valentines, just like
Valentines.
that. Just like that.
They
That
said
took a little.
It never happened.
That took a
So
little
me
arm
from high
tweaking,
school,
though.
it does get better.
That took a little bit of arm tweaking. I'm not gonna lie. That wasn't just
It did.
an
That was a hard
immediate
twist.
thing, because I can tell Descend has a wife and she's probably listening or watching live right at this moment, and he's only gonna have room for one Valentine. So I totally understand it. Well, before we get going on everything that we have in this show, want to mention a couple things. First of all, is the website, kindofabigdealgaming.com, not to be confused with kindofabigdeal.com. And by the way, I went to the site after we had last week's podcast, and I looked at the kindofabigdeal.com website, and it's got the clown. If you touch the clown's privates, things happen.
How did you figure that out?
So
Because he did it.
yes, I did it.
You went and touched a clown's privates?
You touch the clown's privates with the mouse, and at first it just gets a little bit bigger, then something pops out, and then rainbow sprinkles everywhere.
Oh,
That sounds up Militus's
Militus.
alley.
Yes. So it is kind of funny. And I've already been asked if I'll be somebody's Valentine, and of course I'll be your Valentine. I'm everybody's Valentine all the time. So I wanted to mention that. Then we've got bigdeal@gmail.com. So bigdealgp@gmail.com. Please send us a message if you have any questions, comments. If you just like the cut of my jib, whatever, send us an email. Then we've got @bigdealgp for Twitter. So if you want to contact us via Twitter, that's the easiest way, because we monitor it all the time, and that would be a quick way to get us. And then I want to mention this important thing, thedirtycasuals.com. If you want to play with Tess, Descend, and I, not in that way, but if you want to play with us in the fun way, in the
Wow.
video games, then what you need to do is start by going to thedirtycasuals.com, though, and signing up, and then you can play with us in some fashion. There you go. And then I want to mention also this amazing podcast called The Nexie Show. If you haven't seen The Nexie Show, and Descend was just a guest on The Nexie Show. So Descend is just like podcasting trifecta. He's just hitting them all.
I don't know what's going on.
I know.
Are
he's
you
just
a little
in
bit
demand.
of a slut? A little bit of a
Nice.
podcast
He's
slut.
a podcast slut.
I was thinking, it's around Valentine's Day. Gotta let it fly. Get in there, get everywhere.
Uh-oh, Militus said he will fight you, Tess. He will fight you. Now, I told Militus to just call in, but Militus is doing some things with his wife this weekend, so I don't know what that means, but he was unable to come. So I'm, if anybody's watching the podcast or anything and you're having sex, just turn us up a little louder so that, and then we'll try to only say sexy things. We'll try to not say anything that might stop what's going on. So
Moist.
we are
Sprinkles.
we are right. We are friendly to any kind of relations that you might be having. All right. We want to do that. So make sure you check it out. You can go to the nexyshow.podbean.com, by the way, to listen to the show, and you should, because that show is just amazing and it gets better and better every week. Last thing, on March 3rd, you're going to want to check out the new show from the people that brought you Wildstar Nation, which was one of the shows that brought me into this gaming group and actually has me doing what I'm doing right here, which is making a fool of myself in a podcast. So make sure on 3/3 you're looking out for that. We'll have more details coming up, but you're going to want to listen to that podcast because it'll be so entertaining. All right, now's the time to mention what we're drinking. So let's go ahead and start with Tess. Tess, what are you drinking?
I am having some martinis.
Ooh,
Whoa!
look at her.
Whoa! We're a little
There we
uppity. We're a little uppity today, are we?
Yes. So there's my martini,
All right.
and it's going to be delicious.
My goodness, are they shaken and not stirred, or did you
Oh,
shake them?
Well, I like my martinis like I like my men, dry, dirty, and bruised. And yeah, so it's going to be delicious.
Ouch!
She
That
knows
sounds.
what she likes.
That
And
sounds
I have
pretty
backup
hardcore.
olives.
Backup. You gotta always have extra olives. By the way, that's the good way to do it. All right, now Descend. You've got a special situation for what you're drinking. Explain your situation to us, and being new to the podcast and everything, and then also your stuff. Go for it.
Well, before I get into that really quick, back to Militus really quick. I want to know why I'm here. And is it his special things the reason I'm here and not him?
Right. Yep. He had some special
yeah.
stuff this week, and we didn't want to interrupt that. He was out of town and other things, and so we wanted to make sure that he had time. Plus, I think he was gaming last night until like 6 a.m. and he, is barely awake now. I think he did.
I think
so
I
much
read
stuff that it
something
was-
about
right,
that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So what are you
Well,
drinking, Descend?
I've got cranberry juice. I actually work up away from home for 3 weeks at a time, rotating 3 weeks on, 3 weeks off. And currently I'm at work on my off hours in my hotel room that they put me up in for the 3 weeks. And there's no alcohol allowed here. So I could go get near beer, which is like 0.001%, and it's Miller, so it's wheat beer, and wheat gives me headaches. So yeah, I'm just not going there. Maybe, if you have me on the podcast again sometime in the next couple weeks or something, I might have something to drink then.
Well, that
Ooh.
I think
Possibility.
Do that. Might have to
right,
take care of that.
right, and that kind of leads to it. I'm just gonna let the cat out of the bag. So we know Militus was our special guest all of February, and he'll be on with us next week. And then our special guest for March is actually going to be Descend. So we're moving on. So Militus is moving to a different show, and Descend is going to come join us in March, and we're going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to talk about some cool stuff. So it'll be great. And I just got to say, guys, last week's show, I lied to everybody. It wasn't the best show because I screwed up the sound. It was not the best show. So sorry.
No.
However, this is the best show that we've ever done. This is easily going to be the best show we've ever done. All right.
Hands down, best show.
Everybody's
'Cause I have
ready to have
martinis.
some fun. As for me, I am drinking the original craft beer. So this is like the real stuff. When you're talking about small time brewing companies and original beers, it is a Pabst Blue Ribbon.
He's drinking the Pabst, everyone.
This is from Milwaukee, and it's from 1980 or 1893, and it's a blend of nature's finest. So whatever nature has,
no,
it's
not.
it's all of the finest things of nature, all blended in to this really awesome can. And actually, there's a story behind this. My great-great-grandfather, God rest his soul, He was so hilarious. And one of the things he would do is, like, if I skinned my knee when I was 7, he would be like, you know what'll fix that? A Pabst Blue Ribbon. And he'd be like, go on in there and get yourself a Pabst Blue Ribbon. And he would just say that all the time. So I'm having one in memory of my dear grandfather. So it's pretty fun. All right.
Cute.
It is cute.
I like that story. That was a good story.
It was a good story. All right. So let's talk about, we did this thing last week and it didn't go very well. And I tried to do a quiz.
Oh, are we going to do this thing again?
We sound more excited because this is.
We're going to do this again.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. This is going to be amazing. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this quiz and I'm going to get it all set up for everybody. And everybody can play along. So even though there's a delay between the Twitch feed and what we're talking about, the quiz will update in real time. So anybody that wants to join us is going to be able to join us in this game. Best thing to do is, like, if you have a cell phone, is to go to kahoot.it on your cell phone, just like Tess is doing. That's probably the easiest way to play the game. The other way is to go to kahoot.it on any kind of device, so you can just open it up in a browser window or whatever, and that'll work as well.
That didn't work last week.
So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this over here. I'm going to try, this is a new thing for me. I'm going to actually switch scenes. Okay, you guys ready? Here we go. And there we go. So I've got Kahoot up and running. Everybody should be able to see the Kahoot screen. All right.
Except for me.
I have no idea if we can't see it though, right?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
But I'm going to give you the code. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So here we go.
Alrighty.
So everybody, we got to give everybody some time, by the way. So the code is 228-614. 228-614. And by the way, you're hearing some audio from a former raid that we did, which is actually kind of funny.
User joined your channel.
So 228-614 at kahoot.it. And I'm going to let that hit the Twitch stream. So I'm not going to start it. I'm going to give us just a couple minutes. And then maybe somebody in the chat room can tell us if they were able to access the kahoot.it, because I want somebody else to play besides you two, even though it's going to be really good. Now, this is hard.
I don't know why that wasn't.
What is the theme of this?
The theme of it is Warcraft trivia.
Oh.
All right.
I got this.
All right.
I
Remember
got
Warlocks.
this.
I know.
I
I
can
don't.
do as good as Militus did last time.
All right. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and start this. And we got 10 questions. So the game pin is 228-614. It's still up on the screen if you guys want to join. 228-614.
Yeah.
So here it is. Question number 1.
I don't see a question or any.
I see shapes. I don't have a
see
question.
shapes. It is doing the exact same thing. This is why we can't have nice things.
I'm so disappointed.
Go yellow.
I went yellow.
Everybody only sees shapes.
Incorrect.
Oh, jewel
crafting was
crafting.
correct.
Can you see? You guys can see it after. You guys can't see it before.
No, it
This
just
is
says
what we
this. Hold on. I'm gonna go browser. Let's. No, it's just whatever. Just.
Epic fail. Epic
Yeah,
fail.
I don't know.
All right, so we're gonna have to just we're gonna cancel
bail.
that.
We're gonna bail on it.
We're gonna bail on this bit. I can't believe 2 weeks in a row, and I can't get the shapes to work. I don't know what's going on with the thing. I'm gonna have to call them. I'm gonna actually send this company that makes this quizzing app, and I'm gonna send them.
Why don't we just use a different
Okay,
quizzing app?
hold
It's
on.
not like it's the only one.
I know, but this is really okay. So hold on, I'm gonna try one more thing. Okay, so
Okay.
I'm gonna try it one more time.
All right,
Okay.
hang on.
All right, so everybody log in again, just one more time. I'm gonna give it one more chance. If it doesn't work,
Anytime
it
Hang
doesn't
on.
work.
I have to reload it.
228-614.
Hold on.
Just get behind him. You can tell when he's about to start it.
All right, this is one more chance.
Okay, one more chance. Game pin. Go for it.
Here we go.
228-614.
User left your channel.
228-614. All right, here we go.
All right, I'm in. The answer to the first question is jewel crafting.
Okay, but which color is it? Okay, here we go. You guys tell
Yeah,
me if
very
you can
true.
see it. Here we go. I hope this works because I worked
Question
hard
1,
on this.
5, 4. Here we go.
All right.
I'm on browser this time. And I got shapes.
Oh.
I think the way this is supposed to work is we're supposed to see the questions on something and answer them on another. So, I mean, if we pulled the stream up, maybe we could see it. It would be late, of course, but
yeah, we're having zero luck. Okay, so here's the new plan. The new plan is that
take 3.
The new plan is that this damn thing doesn't work.
Militus just called this our wipe. We had our wipe.
We wiped, but we got back up. We repaired. We got back in there, and we wiped again. So that's
some more of my martini.
That's the mark of a good raider, and that was
apparently my DPS isn't enough. Obviously, they were right.
That was so
Right.
fantastic. All right,
no, that we wiped because of Boom's heals. That's
that's what it was. Oh, ouch.
I agree. It was my heals. I've said that. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're gonna move on since I really
He's so
thought,
disappointed.
I really thought that was gonna be a home run.
Did you change over the screen?
I suppose you guys could have looked at the questions on the thing. I think these guys could have seen the questions, but it's all good. Nobody cares anymore. We're moving on. What we wanted to do this week was something kind of special for the show, and we talk about a few different MMO games. One of the games we talk about is the Secret World. Yes. And I have more and more people are joining the Secret World. In fact, today my wife said I'm going to play the Secret World, and she doesn't play any game. So I spent all day. I got her a MacBook running Windows 7 with all of the stuff, and the game is installed now, and we're gonna sign in. She's ready to go. So I am thrilled. But here's the thing: the first time you get into the game, you almost want to quit right away because it's so hard. So I want to like help everybody with that learning curve if they're getting into the Secret World. And what we're going to do is actually this section of the podcast we're going to cut out and we're going to make it a little special addendum to the main podcast so you can just hear the Secret World thing. And if you have a friend who's getting into the Secret World, you can give them just that little clip if you want to, and it'll help them get started. And so we're going to rely on Tess and Descend and all of their expert to kind of help us make some sense of the Secret World. So I just want to kick it off by saying, first of all, there are no classes or levels in this game.
That is correct. There are no classes or levels. We should start with the factions. So when you log in, when you log in, you get to choose between 3 factions, and you get to choose between Illuminati based in New York, Templars based in London, and Dragon based in Tokyo. I assume Tokyo, right?
Yeah, Tokyo.
And they're all that's the factions like Alliance and Horde. They're going against each other. You're correct in that there aren't any classes, but there are some suggested builds, and they call these builds, they call them decks.
Right,
which we have a lot of fun with.
I giggle every time I hear that.
I know.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's pretty dang funny. All right, so since there's no classes or levels though, what are you earning along the way? How are you advancing your character?
Well, you earn ability points and skill points as you level up. There's actually a little experience bar that's broken into 3 sections, and as you're killing things, completing quests, stuff like that, they fill in. Now, it's random on whether it's an ability point or a skill point you'll earn once you hit that 1/3 of that experience bar. But they come really fast. They're really easy to acquire going out doing just playing the game. And you populate your skill points and ability points to gain new abilities or increase the gear level that you can wear. Skill points are meant for talismans and weapons, which those are used obviously for weapons, and your talismans are your gear. And then your ability points are the actual abilities you use in game. Now, these ability points can be scattered between any one of the 9 weapons that you can use. And by the time which you can't really be done with it, but you can end up getting every single ability in the game. And I believe last I looked, it was like 525 or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
That's including passives.
So I guess it's important to note you never stop earning those. Those just you continue to earn those as the game goes, which threw me off guard because in some games you really are picking what you're going to be at the beginning, and then you're stuck with that through the rest of the game's life. Whereas in here, you have the potential of being anything you want at any time. You just have to continue to earn your way to that thing, right? Am I taking that correctly? And then the other thing,
you can be just about anything in the game. the different weapon combinations, they all are really good. You can use 2 weapons in the game, and the abilities you can mix and match all you want. The passives from every single weapon you can have equipped at any time as long as they don't require a weapon.
So we should say that. We should say you can have 7 passives and 7 active abilities. The active abilities have to be on your 2 equipped weapons, and your passives can be from anything. So as the Sen said, there are 9 weapons that you can choose, mix and match between. So even though I may have bought an active ability for shotgun, it just happened to be in the tier that I was buying because I wanted a passive, I cannot equip that on my action bar unless I have a shotgun equipped in my gear.
You can have it on your action bar. It won't function.
Well,
it's just
you can,
grayed out.
you can put it on there. You just can't use it.
Yeah.
So that's important. But they've all included something really cool, because you're going to have different builds or different decks for different situations. For example, I'm doing pure DPS. So when I'm running around with a group, I'm doing more AoE stuff. I'm not worried about healing. I'm not worried about anything other than just pure dips. When I'm doing solo, and that's something you're gonna have to figure out, you have to have some sort of heal stuff integrated into your build, or else you're gonna die all the time. So I have a different build for when I'm soloing, and I have a different build for when I'm working in a group. And they have a really great thing, and it's called gear. They call it gear management, but it also changes all of your abilities, where you can really quickly switch on the fly between 2 different builds. Or I think you can have as many as 5 slots on the free.
You have 4. I believe it might be 5. It's 4 or 5 unlocked to begin with, and then you can buy additional ones with the game tokens that you can buy or earn in game. Like, for example, you do dips, and then you've got your solo build. I've actually got 3 currently right now. It's pretty bad. I've got the healing one that I run with you guys when I'm keeping Boom alive, as he's running for his life. And then I've got and that's with blood and fists. And then I've got my solo build, which is fists and swords. And then I've got another one with shotguns and hammers.
I like that. You guys never miss an opportunity to take a dig on me about how bad I am at video games.
Do we? No. Is that so? No, we don't.
No. Well,
never.
So the first mistake I made when I played the game is I had no idea you could equip passives, because passives are always usually assigned to you.
He didn't know that. So he wasn't running any passives. I just think you're the
That's kind of like running around in Grays and WoW, right? You just don't have any passives. Yep. It's almost the same thing. And I, my MMO experience up to this point now, I know that I should re-equip gear, but I don't know, these other things. So that was kind of a mistake I made at the first, at the little beginning. The other thing is I kept looking for, like a shirt that was going to make me more powerful, or a pair of boots or something like that, and it doesn't work that way. So there's really only weapons and talismans that make you powerful, but the actual clothing is just cosmetic, and they have quite a store for all of that stuff too. If you're interested,
you can go crazy.
Our friend Haystack, who's going to be doing the new podcast, he has a wicked pimp cane. I mean, it is
Don't forget his crown. Don't forget his crown.
Yeah, he's got a crown and a pimp cane, and he just beats you with the pimp cane, and that's kind of fun.
And and this is kind of off topic, but I thought this was really cool. It kind of reminds me of SWTOR when you're doing a lot of the oh my God, you're so weird. You're creeping me out. Stop. It kind of reminds me of SWTOR when you are in a group, because you can see all the other people's. I'm not talking anymore. You guys are assholes. No, I'm just gonna wheel myself over this way.
We were listening to you. I was just kissing my Pabst Blue Ribbon.
You're being a poop.
I was just kissing.
Done.
Oh my goodness.
That's his other Valentine.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the most confusing part of this then. And that is the questing, I think, for a newcomer. That's like, I still, to this day, I have no idea. I just do whatever Tess tells me to.
Yeah. And are you doing well?
I don't know. To be honest, I have zero way of measuring that. Okay. All right.
So the quests are very weird. It's not like any other MMO where you run into a quest hub, you pick up like 45 bajillion different quests, and then I can't watch you guys when I'm trying to talk. And then you run around and you do 25 quests and then turn them all in. What you do is you can only have a certain amount of quests. You can only have one main storyline quest at a time. You can only have one act. I don't know what they would call it. You guys are assholes. I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna come to Alaska. I'm gonna fight you.
You're doing great. We're listening to we're hanging on every word. So
basically, when you go, there are different colors. There are yellow quests. There are red quests. There are blue quests, and there are kind of brown quests.
Would you say that there's a rainbow of moist quests?
And they sprinkle down on you. Yeah. But you can only have one red, yellow, or brown quest at a time, and then 3 blue quests at a time.
Gotcha. So they're kind of tiered. So it's not like WoW where you go and you pick up 4,000 quests, and then you just sort of go out and kill everything, and then come back and turn them in.
Yeah, you can't do that. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, it doesn't. And nor do you want it to, really, because this is a very story-driven game. You don't really want that experience. This isn't about grinding out experience so that you can get to the next level. It's actually about trying to solve a mystery, and that's why I've always said it's like being inside of a Stephen King book, and there's like weird crap happening all around you, and your goal is to go in and solve these really cool mysteries that are going on. And it's all, like you said, it's like Templar and Illuminati and dragon stuff. It's kind of fun. All right. So the last thing I wanted to cover just before we kind of move on is just about getting around in the game, because I think when you're first coming in, I had no idea what to do. It dropped me off in London, and it gave me a real brief tutorial, so I was able to kind of maneuver a little bit. But then once I got into Kingsmouth, the first town, I was just like, I came out of a tree stump, right? And I was just like...
Oh, it is really overwhelming.
Right, and if you turn right instead of left at the very beginning, you're headed to a different zone, and you're going to just get your butt pwned. So that's my word of the day, butt pwned.
Yeah, no, the way that the travel works is all the zones are interconnected with the Agartha hollow planet tree.
That's where Boom was stuck for a good
I thought that was the game, actually. I was looking for, I just was talking to
people.
I just
am flying through this area, and there's like a robot guy, and there's like trees.
There's a bunch of hot chicks and clothing, and I was just circling around. It was just interesting to be. Yeah.
He came out in the Agartha and was like, "Oh my god, man, what am I on, man?"
Oh, we had a really cool and an interesting comment from the chat. Someone just said, "Grinding slows you down, and quests give the best XP to level yourself up." That is absolutely true. However, all of the quests, we should say, are repeatable.
Right, and I can't. What is it? Squalid.
Mm-hmm.
Squalid.
Squalid.
I guess that's what we're going to go with. He actually, or she, I don't know if it's a he or she. He or she can mention that. Squalid is a pretty gender neutral name, I think. The first day we were running in I guess it was on a Monday that we had started, Tess was not really helping me very much. And Squalid actually came on and was watching the Twitch stream and was like, no, go here, do this.
I remember that.
And was helping me out because Tess was just like, whatever, man, I'm going to hang out with my best friend Militus, and we're going to go do stuff.
Militus is my favorite. I mean,
I know.
Don't need to be jealous, Boom.
Squally D.
All right,
Squally D.
And he's a dude. To him.
Squally D is a dude. Okay.
But that is true.
Thanks, Squally D.
I would like to throw this in, though. And maybe it's me. Maybe I've missed something. The other thing that can be a little frustrating about Secret World is you can get going on it, and in any other MMO, I've always felt like once I finish all the quests in the first zone, that I should be able to go to the next zone and it shouldn't be too hard. Well, I found that when I left Kingsmouth, I did all of the quests. I even checked and made sure that I did every single quest that was available to me. And when I went on to the Savage Coast, it was way harder. Like it did not ramp me up enough. So I had to go back and do a lot of grinding in order to have enough AP to continue on in the game.
Militus is so excited that your favorite is him. He just thinks that's great. All right. Well,
actually, Militus, she told me before you got in there that I was her favorite.
Yes.
So, but not to tell you. So,
Fight amongst yourselves.
Fight amongst
Bring it
yourselves.
on, Militus.
I'm way not the favorite anymore, so I just don't care.
On that quest thing, actually, too, I got something to add to it.
Oh yeah, go for it.
When you click on a quest, when you first start out in the game, and this is actually related to Tess, when I got into the game and she was like, hey, this is how this works. These are some of these functions, and we need to talk about one of the big things you told me too. Just go around and do some quests, and it'll be a lot of fun. Well, I start going around to try to do some quests by myself after she ran and left me to go hang out with Militus, I think. She said, don't do any of the quests that are hard.
Yeah.
So I go and I start looking at the quest. All the quests for me when I first started out were hard.
Oh, I guess
I ventured and I started doing them anyway, but this was after I spent an hour running around grinding, trying to find a quest that was not hard and couldn't find one.
Oopsie.
So the quests when you start, they're gonna say hard. Very hard ones, don't do those. But when you first start in the game, take some of the hard quests, take your time. The game is hard. Just take it slow and have fun. But with the quests and everything, there are green quests that have like a laptop symbol on them. There's a browser in this game. It's built into the game itself. So if you click your B button in the game, it'll open up the browser, and you can use that. The way the world of Secret World works and the way that they had originally intended and built the game was that you're not going to find everything you need in the clues in the game. You can if you know everything from the 1800s all the way to now within your picture perfect photographic memory. But
this Descend, was it you that I got so pissed off that one night because of the music quest? Because I'm a music teacher. Was that you?
Me. I was there with you.
No, that was you.
Was it Descend or was it Zolderp? I think it was me and Zolderp and you. Yes, it was so funny.
Oh my gosh, I was so mad.
I just want to say I figured that quest out.
I was so angry.
Is the one where later on you've got to spit on the statues?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But in the middle,
I did that as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
you had to play the music on the pipes, and I was like, I played an A with a dotted half note. Why did it kill us? I don't understand. And I turned into a squid of anger,
She almost rage quitted. So it was pretty fun.
That's the point right there. Is some of the things in game, if you have a vast experience of knowledge of different things, then you might be able to figure a lot of these green computer quests out. But there's some where they actually intended you to open the browser and type in one of the clues, and it's going to take you to a redirect website that the Secret World devs put up on the internet that will give you that little blurb or something that will lead you to another clue site or back to the Secret World webpage itself, where they have information on a lot of characters, and that will let you find the answer itself.
Boom, we're not ready for that for the one-shot boss yet. Put it down.
He's teasing it. But so those quests, just open up your browser, type it in, the name, and it'll take you there.
Yeah, agreed.
Well, I got to tell you, if it wasn't for a bunch of great players and just awesome people from the Dirty Casuals gaming group playing with me, I probably wouldn't have really got a lot of enjoyment out of the game. And it's a shame because now that I'm a little ways into it, I thoroughly enjoy the game. And I don't have to have a group playing with me now, but I really did starting out because I just couldn't get through some of the interesting intro stuff. So it's good.
To have a group with me.
It's a lot of fun though.
I scare too easily. Like I know, like my whole next section. No, I'm not joking. My whole next section, I know I have to go and do all of the academy quests. And at the school, and the first time I ran through those, man, I almost peed my pants a couple of times. So I need somebody just to be on TeamSpeak with me and run through them with me so that I am not terrified. Somebody please come and run those with me because I'm stuck. I cannot run by myself. I can't do it.
Well, on
my
that note,
wife actually just got to just finish the academy. She said it was a lot of fun, but she loves that crazy, scary stuff.
She's scary.
I told her to go do the carnival next.
Well, Your wife has. Oh no.
She loves zombies, though. It's going to be so awesome.
The carnival, when you had to do the roller coaster, that was you. That was you descend. And I'm looking, I'm going to fight you. You were in.
Well, next week, that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about a couple of those levels, like the carnival and stuff like that. We'll get a little more into it. I think this was a good little introduction to the game, and so I'm hoping people can listen to that and maybe feel encouraged and keep playing it, and maybe they'll come play with the Dirty Casuals because that would be fun as well. So let's get into the one-shot boss.
If they have questions, they can tweet them to us.
There you go. Let's get into the one-shot boss. So I picked the shot this week, and the shot that I picked was called Alien Nipple. And there's a reason for it. We did is it Hellraiser, Hell something dungeon.
Yeah, we did the Hell dungeon, the first one.
And at the end of the Hell dungeon, there's a gigantic, I don't know what she is, but she's got huge boobies.
Oh, I get it now. I totally get it. Well, she's a demon, not an alien?
She's a demon, but she's got boobies, and they're going to be the same color as this drink. So this is
she
one.
Was purple.
Well,
it was like gray.
We got 1/2 ounce peach schnapps, 1 little 1/4 ounce Irish cream, but it's poured over a spoon, so it makes a layer. So you get two distinct layers, and then you get the fun, and you get to dump in Midori, like so. And when you do it, it comes out this awesome, nasty green alien color, and
that's a lot like the brain.
It is a little bit like the brain, but it doesn't curdle.
Oh.
That looks like curdling in a cup.
It doesn't. It doesn't actually curdle. This one actually just looks kind of awesome. So there you go. This is an alien nipple, so it's just like if you were kissing that alien's nipples after you beat that thing.
She's not an alien. She's a demon. I've Fireball, and I'm going to put some
demon
Godiva
nipple, whatever you want.
it.
I know you guys didn't follow my lead and actually do the shot that we said. All right, so here we go.
I would if I could.
Let's cheers the shot. You've got yours, so cheers to everybody. Ooh.
Next time I will be a part of the shot.
All right.
That was freaking good. I'm having another one right now. I
expect Militus to have at least 10 of what I just had. Because that was easily the best that we've done on the show yet.
No, this one was
no way. You wouldn't know because you didn't follow orders. Okay. Right.
Oh, yes, sir. Hold on, I'm doing another one.
All right. There she goes. Well, let's talk about let's go ahead and move away from the secret world. Let's talk about some World of Warcraft.
Okay.
So, interesting development this week that shouldn't affect anybody. I unsubbed from World of Warcraft. However, I would like to just let everybody know I have a plan. Okay, so you ready for my plan? So if you think about it, you spend $15 a month. And you pay for 12 months, so that's what, $180, $200? What is it? 180? I think it's 180. And then you get a $40 expansion that comes out every 2 years. So you pay $200 a year basically in WoW. So if you're playing WoW, you're into it for about $200 a year. But what I decided is that they release content over time, right? To just keep you subscribing. So what would work is you subscribe at the start and you play and then you quit. And then you wait to the very end of the expansion, and then you resubscribe, and then you get everything done in 1 month, and you're all caught back up. And then you didn't have to have all that time in the middle, and then in the middle, you can play other fun games. What do you guys think? Face? Do you like that plan?
This is the face. No, this is the face that thinks you're an asshole, and I'm going to come out there, and I'm going to beat you up in front of your wife. You think you're going to get some Valentine's Day loving. You're going to get a Valentine's Day hurting. That's what you're going to get.
Valentine's Day fisting. That's what you're going to get.
Ooh, wait a minute.
This is my loving face.
Said. Oh my God.
That's me. Well, so anyway, what'd you guys think of my plan?
I think your plan sucks ass. That's what I think of your plan.
Now, here's the thing. Garrisons weren't interesting enough, and all there was to do was raid. And I was just like...
Hold up. Doing it for Militus. Garrison suck. Okay, continue.
Right. And that's just it, right?
No. I will say this. No. Hang on. If garrisons aren't, I understand what you're saying. Garrisons aren't enough.
Okay.
to do. Let's not call them a crazy chore and say that they suck. They're fun. If there were more to do aside from garrisons, we wouldn't have a problem necessarily with garrisons, because it would be the extra stuff. While you're sitting in your garrison waiting to do X, Y, Z, you do all these little things and you run around and get them done. Nobody would have an issue with Garrett. You can do this little all you want, but nobody would have a problem with it.
Spirit fingers.
Militis just said that garrisons suck balls. So
of course he does.
Right. Right. Well, I just, my problem is what else is there? So this is what's interesting. So a bunch of the Dirty Casuals got together and they had the best idea ever. And what they did is they said, okay, on Friday, what we're going to do is we're going to level these new tunes up and we're going to play all the old content. And then we're going to cap them at 70. And then we're going to do 70 raids. And so they're going to do raids in and as level 70 characters. And I'm like, how sad is it the game is best if you go back a couple expansions and you just play right there? You don't actually advance to the new stuff. You just are like, it was better 1 or 2 or 3 expansions ago. I'm just saying, what does that say about WoW when we've got entire groups of people that are just saying,
something is going to come. I
just want to go play the old stuff. Something is going to come,
and it's going to be awesome. No, they're not stupid. Blizzard is not stupid. There's going to be something. We just don't know what it is yet. I hope. But I mean, something is going to happen. Don't you think so, Descend? Don't you think? Do you think this is it?
I don't know if this is it or not. They've always bring in something new, and it's the new hotness, and everyone's all worked up over it, and it's always good and wonderful. But no, this brings me to another note related to something Boom said. This is super secret. I'm kind of taking a break from WoW myself right now. I know. Boom.
Whoa, you heard that here first. Holy cow, I didn't see that coming. Oh my gosh.
I need
crazy.
more casual in my dirty casual gaming life, you know. So I'm taking a break from
because I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and say it's because the only thing that there is to do is hardcore right now in WoW.
Yeah. I just my schedule changes too much with work at home, and there's too much I like to do at home right now that I could be spending doing other things. Exactly. Or other games on different things that, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, even just that right there.
That's my face.
It's starting to be too much. Having 2 kids and a wife. There's other things I would like to do than always making sure I'm there at a certain time.
In chat, Tachi just said, there's raiding. We have a brand new raid that just came out. Isn't that enough? I can understand both sides of the argument. I can understand the Tachi side of the argument going, hey, we just got Blackrock Foundry. What are you guys talking about? We haven't even touched Mythic. We're doing all this stuff. I get it. But I also understand where you guys are coming from, because I'm kind of in the same boat, which is I do not have the patience or the time to grind out and find that fun. Now, some people do. Some people are like, okay, we killed all the normal mode. Now what are we gonna do? We're gonna kill all the heroic.
Don't you feel that that's kind of like when you played the old video games and you worked really hard and you got to the very end and they were like, now try to beat that time.
Well, yeah, no, and I kind of feel like with Diablo, it's like I remember with the original Diablos. You play them and then you get to the end and be like, now try it on on Nightmare.
Now try it on Hell. Next go to Nightmare.
Yeah, I'd be like, no, I just beat it. Why would I try it again? I can see both sides of the argument. And I think that is where the casual thing comes in. I think casuals either are casuals for one of 2 reasons. Either because they don't literally have no time to do these things, or because they're of the mindset of, I did it. Why should I beat my head against the wall to do it again and again and again and try to do better? I don't know. I can see both arguments.
Right, but
my thing on it, I'm just go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm even seeing hardcore raiders though kind of say I'm kind of taking a step back. Like I'm seeing people that are actually known for their perseverance in raids that are actually kind of saying, I'm just gonna maybe get back and play some other. I want to play other games. This market is flooded with games right now.
what
Squally D agrees with us.
Said. Yeah, it became a job. It really does. It becomes a job where when I'm at home, on my time off, I want to spend it with my family. I want to be casual and play some games. Like the Friday thing, pop on at any time. That was the most fun I've had in a long time. And I mean, I wasn't a part of the level 70 thing or anything like that. I might actually get in on that because that sounds like fun. And that's only 1 day a week. Like Secret World, it's 1 day a week. Right. And committing 2 to 3 times a week for 2.5 hours, it's more commitment than I really want right now. I am embracing the dirty casual thing. I've been one of the more advocates of the hardcore casuals in a sense. And it's taken its toll on me. I want to go back to where it's not a chore, it's not a job. I want to enjoy and have fun and play the games, not because I feel the need to, because I have to make a certain time. I want to play them just because I want to have fun.
Right, and when you want to have fun, you know what you do? You play WildStar. And you know what happened to me this week? I'm just going to start in on something. This is kind of interesting. I logged into WildStar this week. And I was
Here
running.
We go.
I made it up to level 33, by the way, and I was super excited about it. And this little thing came in. And it went bling bling, friend request, and I was like, who is that? It was Militus.
Oh
What?
man!
Wait,
oh no
what?
way! Militus, I thought we agreed June. I thought we agreed.
No, Militus is officially, guys, he is running around Nexus. I just want to let everybody know this. He is there, and he is
okay.
right. See, this is what's crazy about it, and we're all having fun. By the way, I just want to let everybody know we're having a blast.
I have a long weekend this weekend. President's Day. I don't have to work on Monday. Woohoo! And then Tuesday is a teacher in-service day, so no kids. Woohoo! Super easy day. So I was actually last night looking at it, and I almost subbed. But I'm not going to till June because I've said it that I'm not going to do it till June. I might do it over spring break.
That's just all that means is that you don't get to join us in Funtown until June.
Militus will come and do Funtown with me.
You could join us in Funtown right now. You could be in Funtown anytime you'd like to. You just log into WildStar and you're instantly in Funtown.
I have martinis. I am in Funtown.
Mm-hmm.
She's in Funtown.
0 to 50, man. I'm telling you, 0 to 50. WildStar is the single best game I've ever played. It is absolutely amazing.
Tachi just made a really good comment. He said maybe you just like leveling, which could be true because I really like the storyline.
Yeah. I like doing this stuff. Like I had fun in the dungeons when we were playing them in the Secret World. I just don't want to run them. I don't want to run them. Does that make sense? I don't want to run the same dungeon 3 times a week, every week.
So you're agreeing. You just don't. You're not a big end game person. You're a leveler.
No, that's not true because I could go in right now and do LFR, which was what I was kind of stuck on anyway, and I could run LFR every single week and just get all my stuff and just keep running that. But to what end? That's my point. Is like I'm not really doing anything. I'm just running content to run content. I want something that kind of keeps me actively engaged. The only thing that gets me involved is, the reason I played WoW, I think a lot of other people do, it's just the social aspect. We had such a great guild and such a great group of people that I play WoW for that. But I was logging on just to talk to everybody, and it wasn't getting it done.
Yeah, I think maybe it's just not necessarily that. Like, I definitely agree. I think leveling is maybe more of what we're enjoying more because of the story and the content. And the end game wise, our priorities are shifting. What we're finding entertaining and fun is shifting. It's changing. We're back, like something Militus said in the chat a little while ago. 5 years ago, what WoW was offering was enough. There was less raids. There was more leveling content, things that delayed you and grinded you and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas now it's all about the raids. It's all about the raids. They're pushing more for getting people into raids. And as much as I do like raids, my priorities have shifted. I want to do something that I like, really story-driven games. Like, I may finish the story in WildStar eventually. I'm really enjoying the story in Secret World.
It's
yeah.
WildStar is so
I mean,
good.
It's one of those things where we want different things out of our games now.
Right.
Descend, if you are a story guy, have you yet dipped your toes in the miraculous awesomeness that is Dragon Age?
I have not played Dragon Age Inquisition. I played the first two. I beat the first two, but I have not gotten the third one yet.
Okay, it's the best one of the three.
Yeah.
And I loved the first one, and the second one was okay. It wasn't as good as the first one, but the third one is the shit. It is so good. The story was amazing. I was hanging on all of it. I didn't skip a single cutscene just to try to get through it. It was so good. I hearted it completely, and I wish BioWare did more. Like, I just love BioWare.
And Tachi thinks I'm being paid by Carbine to promote their game. I only wish that was the case, but I'm not actually. I was one of the ones that was, when I got to the end game there, I was kind of frustrated and everything. And like I told everybody, it's kind of like in a paid beta right now, and they keep adding content. But I'll say with this new patch that they added level 50 content that wasn't raiding, which I think is a good thing. And so I feel like they're on the right track. My question is this: I don't know. There's a bunch of uncertainty going on, even with NCSoft right now. They have this potential hostile takeover situation with another company called Nexon.
Yeah, I saw that. What's going on with that?
So Nexon bought up 15% of NCSoft and is kind of like throwing their weight around. Now, Nexon is a company. Now, I only know what I read in like the interwebs, where everybody's a troll, and so you don't know what's real and what's not. But I did look this up on some financial stuff, and I kind of found some things out. Nexon is very much about the free-to-play model, so I'm not trying to start rumors, but my guess is Nexon is throwing their weight around saying, WildStar is a great game if you go free-to-play with it, or you go buy-to-play, or you do some model like that. So I think Nexon and maybe kind of like trying to instill that in them, but a lot of other people say Nexon is just an awful company. So a lot of people don't think NCSoft is a great company, and then a bunch of people don't think Nexon is a great company. So I don't exactly know what's going on, but it sounds like a big mess, and it makes me worried because this game, it got a bad rap. They just didn't launch it right, and their marketing team did a horrible job, because the game itself is really, really remarkable, and it deserves a spot in amongst the best games. And if you look at the game reviews for this game after it came out, you won't find any game review that's not a B or better. Everybody gave it 80%, 90%, and on up, because it was really a great game. Where it fell short was in the accessibility of the end content. It just isn't accessible. So they fix a couple things, and this is a really great, game, but are they able to last long enough? I don't know. We'll kind of see.
So what you're saying is Nexon is buying Nexus.
They might.
Ba-da-ching.
They all have very similar logos too. It's really crazy. Ooh. And Militus just said the new dungeon is fun as hell, and I believe him, because I did a ship hand called Space Madness. And I don't know if you guys have got there. It's like a level 30. Hand. It's like a dungeon you can run just as a solo. It's like a scenario, but you can run it one person if you want to. But it plays like a dungeon.
But can you run? Okay, do you have to run it as one person, or can you run it as a group?
You can run it as a group too, I believe. I believe you can run the ship hands as a group. They have veteran
Descend
ship
is
hands.
calling you out. You guys fight it out.
So
Descend probably knows, but I think you can run it. Militus can correct me. But anyway, I ran this one called Space Madness, and I almost lost my brain because it was so much fun. Let me explain this to you. So I'm going along, and what it is, there's a gas in the air of the ship, and it makes you hallucinate. Exactly like you guys are hallucinating right now. And when you're hallucinating, all these enemies start appearing, and you can't tell what's going on. And then one thing leads to another. And you end up in the very last part of this ship hand, and there's a pop machine over in the corner, and you think you've killed all the bad guys, and the pop machine comes to life, and you actually have to do battle against the pop machine, and it's the most amazing thing ever. And there's rainbows shooting everywhere, and pop machines, and you're seeing all these pretty colors. It's so cool. So cool.
And the Militus goes flying across the sky.
Militus said there's still some big flaws. I don't know what
There
those.
are still
He
some
didn't
big
say what the
flaws.
big flaws were, but
With your face.
on the big
But
flaws,
Militus
I don't
also
really care.
said ship hands do scale with players, so
I am.
Oh, okay.
I am in Funtown. So
your
population,
Funtown's not
population me and population Militus now. Although, if we'll just see. Ship hands are awesome. So anyway, that's kind of what's kind of fun, and we'll see what happens. They've done a bunch of things. They made it. I will say this: they did. I've read some more stuff, and one of the things was the raids were really, really, really hard. In fact, the game's been out over a year, and somebody just now completed the first raid. They got all the way through it. Only one team. We're talking hard. Well, the 20-mans, so they lowered it from 40-man to 20-man, and it doesn't sound like the 20-mans are any easier, which the way that video game companies tune these raids, they tend to have them be tougher, and it's easier to be tough and then tune them down than it is to tune them down and then tune them up, because people get mad that, oh, I beat it and now you're going to make it harder, those types of things. But, with the raids still not being accessible, I'd say that's a big problem. That's a big flaw. The game has some flaws, I agree, but I'm having more fun than I had in World of Warcraft, so I'm sorry.
And that's
for now,
what matters.
For right now. And then the Secret World is just a blast, and so I'm playing that. And it sounds like there's some new games coming out that I'll be giving a try, and we'll be kind of playing them. So
that Crowfall, and I just want to throw this out that as Esmeralda Sky, the queen bee of
Shout
podcasting, is in our chat right now, and I'm so excited to find out what the hell Crowfall's going to be because of her in the Nexi show. She planted this horrible little seed of excitement, and now I almost want to pee my pants. Oh, yeah, she could sell a ketchup popsicle to a nun. I don't know where I was going with that.
Women in white gloves, yes.
There you go. I was going to a nun. I was like, wait, that's not right.
Ketchup popsicles to a nun. I don't know that nuns are really in the market for ketchup popsicles, but and they're hard to sell. So yeah, that works too. Your way works, Tess. We're gonna go with that as well. Well, let's talk real quick then about some other news from the world of MMOs, because I kind of want to get us moving right along. I got a couple quick things. So Atari is rebooting Asteroids, if you haven't heard about it, and they're gonna make it an open world sandbox game.
What is it? Asteroids, the one with the little thing in the middle, and it's like pew 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 pew. Isn't that it?
Am I the only one that plays retro games?
No, isn't that Asteroids? Where it's the little guy in the middle, and he's going like this, and it's the things coming at him.
Yes, Tess. That's
okay. Then okay, I'm right. You were pretending. You made me think I was wrong.
No, you're right. Do you know the game Qbert?
Yeah, that's the guy with the guy hopping.
Okay.
Hopping.
All right, that was good. That now you've totally redeemed yourself. All right, so
I was right about Asteroids.
You were. It's just to not know what Asteroids is, to not be definitive in your knowing. It's just a little shaky.
I'm gonna fight.
I had Asteroids once. Those were delicious candy.
So I had hemorrhoids last week, but that was a whole different thing. Anyway,
whoa.
Asteroids is going to be coming out to Steam for early access. They're saying it's an open world survival game, and some people have been mentioning this. I don't really know what open world survival is. I'm guessing, I was thinking maybe you're dropped into the wilderness with a knife and a match and maybe a compass that only points north.
I think survival game is like DayZ or H1Z1. Those zombie survival games, except without the zombies. Sandboxy, so it's all open world. That's pretty much it. I mean, have they really said if there's going to be enemies? There's
no.
Maybe it's not. There's zombies, and there might be aliens.
Well, and I guess you start on an asteroid, and then there's these, like asteroids, like you have to defend yourself. I don't know if against other asteroids or aliens, right, or what's going on, but it's kind of cool. But they have some, as every game company has, they have some veterans of Call of Duty. They've got some veterans of Star Trek Online. So they've got all these they always tout we got the best people, and that's pretty cool. Rift, the game Rift, a lot of people still play that. It has a new 20-player raid called Tyrant's Forge. So if you're a Rift player, you're going to want to check that out. That sounds good. Crowfall, the throne simulator, had a little bit of news this week. They said they are, they're just in general being really clever with their marketing, and what they're doing is they're saying, because they know that people want to know what they can't know. Like, you always want what you can't have, right? So Crowfall's kind of,
and then we start to lose our minds.
Right, they tease us with stuff, and then they're just like, so there's a couple screenshots, but the screenshots are just like of the characters. You know how they do that? It's just like, oh, this is a character, and the character's like just turning, and you're like, that doesn't give me anything, but they're just like, get excited about this, right? Exactly, just like Descent is doing right now. That's perfect. So those are some things that I've got my eye out on. Did you guys have anything else you're looking out for right now in the world of MMOs?
I'm still mad at CCP.
Still? How long has that been? Like 3 years?
Well, they canceled it
5
in December officially.
Oh, okay. There's a lot of games being canceled, by the way. There's a lot of MMOs being canceled. Yeah, there's a lot of competition in the marketplace. By the way, I just want to make one other mention. So in March, we are going to be talking about, definitely, we'll probably still be continuing our conversation with the Secret World as we keep progressing and doing some things, and we're going to still have some WoW and WildStar talk, but we're going to actually add Star Wars, The Old Republic in there, because as we get closer to the movie launching, I know everybody's going to get hyped up, and we're all going to want to play that game, and I can definitely see us all getting back into Star Wars. So we're going to be talking about Star Wars as we kind of move towards it, probably more and more. And I eventually think it'll probably be our main game as we get closer to the launch of the movie, because everybody's going to be super excited about the launch of the movie.
Then let's plug it real quick. We are playing Sith, or I'm sorry, we shouldn't say Sith.
Empire.
We are
on
Empire
the
Harbinger. Yes, on the Harbinger server. And we are kind of a big deal.
And I thought I had a 50 on that server, and I only had a 28. So now I've got a level.
And I just did this. I've been subbed to it because Boom and I and our friend and my mother, we all
Tess's
remember
mom.
My mom, Mama Tess.
Tess's mom has got it going on.
Her house. This is her den. But we all joined at the beginning and had a guild and everything. And I just transferred using the cartel coins. I didn't have to spend real money. I managed to transfer. So if you're a sub and you have some cartel coins saved up, you can transfer for free using those cartel coins. I thought that was awesome. So
I keep hearing rumors of the 12 times XP coming back too, by the way, and that's a great way to get a character.
That's right now.
Yeah, it's currently
it's 2 times, right?
I guess yeah.
Is it 12 times today?
Yeah,
over the weekend, or is it 2 times? Oh, 12 times for the weekend. Ooh.
That's what I got the email on anyway. But
I'm gonna have to get my lovin' and then get off of here and get right on that game. So
call me.
12 times XP. 12 times XP is awesome. All right, 12 times XP is great. All right, let's go ahead and start wrapping things up. So we've got reviews and shout outs.
Hold on, really quickly though.
Okay, go ahead.
Somebody from chat wanted us to mention that one of the things that also doesn't help with the fact that some games not getting enough attention that they need to, it's a lot to do with the social media now and everything like that. We did just lose a really huge media source, massively going out now because of the AOL thing and all that.
Right.
So can you go into that, because I knew they were going out, but I really don't know the details about what happened. Do you know?
Massively, I don't know exactly what happened with AOL. I just know that for some reason the AOL and Massively, they're no more on the sense of having joystick, Massively, WoW Insider, all of that. It all completely shut down.
And they were going through AOL. Is that what was?
Yeah,
going on?
AOL was where they were getting their. I can't remember. I read this a while ago, and I don't remember it off the top of my head. But they had some kind of agreement, and now it's over. AOL shut them down, turned them off. They had to close down all of the sites related to it.
I'll tell you about AOL.
Yeah, I know. AOL, dial-up, whatever.
First, I had to wait through those annoying tones to get on.
Yep.
And now after all this time, they're just shutting down my websites that I go to for good news and information.
But
now
Massively
they have
guys
us.
are getting together, and they are trying to put something together to continue putting out content that they were doing, or get together and try to not create massively again, but a lot of them are sticking together trying to figure out how or where they're going to land and do their own thing. A lot of people on the Blizzard forums were saying that they wanted Blizzard to buy them and get them to work for them, but then they thought that the news would be kind of biased if Blizzard owned them. So they have a Kickstarter to help them re-roll, help the massively overpowered crew re-roll, go independent, and continue to cover the vibrant MMO games market.
I think
thanks, Ez.
That link.
So yeah, I think I'm looking, and it sounds like Tess is still running Netscape, so she'll have a hard time. She's gonna have a hard time keeping up with all of this great new stuff. Let's go ahead and do some reviews and some shout outs. Does anybody have some reviews? I've got mine. Do you guys want to start?
Descend, why don't you go first?
Wait.
Give me shout outs.
Do you have any shout outs? Yeah, shout out to anybody. Just shout out. You could just shout out your own name if you want to. You can shout out a little love note to your, to your wife. You're ready to come home. You've been away for a while. That's how babies are made.
No, my first shout out would definitely be to Esme and Big Hair for having me on the Nexi show this week. That was a lot of fun. We had a lot of laughs. It was great. They got completely obliterated on the show, and then they left me alone for like 5 minutes, and well, that's on the end of the bloopers you'll hear. But and thank you guys for having me on the show in the first place. I can't wait to.
I'm not having.
It's gonna be so much fun. You're gonna have so much fun. We're just gonna have all kinds of amazing fun this week. How about you, Tess?
Well, first of all, to the chat, I love you guys. Squally D, who came out and was helping Boom out in Secret World and joined us in chat today. Way to go! I just think you're the bee's knees.
Come join us, by the way, in Dirty Casuals.
Come join us. Yeah, I think that's mostly all of mine.
Well, I always have to throw this shout out, but today I got to really say this. Tachi has just been awesome, and he's always helping out all the time, and it's just so handy. And Militus, this last couple weeks, took time out of his busy schedule to come do our show, which is really, really cool. And, all the Dirty C's, you guys are all just so great, and you guys are having fun. And even though I'm not coming and playing World of Warcraft with you, and I'm not going to play the level 70 stuff, I still love all you guys, and it's a lot of fun. And I want to shout out to all of you WildStar players out there. You know who you are. You guys are awesome. All of you. And that's it.
Before we go, shout out to Militus, my not father, but father.
And we're out.